Three outcomes for my trades. I lose small, I win a little, I scratch, break even, small green, whatever. As long as those parameters are the only three parameters in my trades, there's nothing else for me to worry about. So as I always say, right or wrong, we'll never know. Everyone in the chat, on Twitter, selling YouTube courses, they're going to say, yeah, we know when this is going to work. I know nobody knows. So the sooner you can resign yourself to the market in that way, the more quickly you can manage the risk more appropriately, right? I'm seeing two, price-wise, it's like two distributions, right? There's this lower range and there's an upper range. If they're going to hold right here, it means they still want to auction in the upper range. So I'm going to take the low end of the upper range's auction to get long until they break the upper range. At the end of the day, to me, it's two ranges right now. And I haven't seen yet that they are able to access back into this lower range and accept it. So we're going to try it, keeping the risk small, not really giving it that much room. So we'll see what happens. So this is why when I am in winning trades, I let them go. I let them run further, right? Because if not, if I'm taking it too soon, the EV is not going to work out over time. Trade with a hard stop, but not a TP target. Yeah, hard stop, always a must. Target, because when I'm in a trade and price is moving, we'll say in my favor, right? I don't want to be like, order flow is really strong and I have a TP and I don't move it fast enough and it gets taken. So I'm looking at order flow as things develop, as the move develops, as pace comes in or pace dries up. I don't want to be taking profits in an area where there's a lack of volume, because that's where price is really going to run, right? It's when price slows down, they're building up volume. So to me, it means, okay, a counterparty has shown themselves at this advertised price. Going up, if it slows down, there's volume building. Now you've finally spotted sell interest at a certain price, and then I'll peel some off there, stuff like that. But I don't have TPs because I don't want to be taking profits as price is moving through an area with a lack of interest, because it's just going to move right through. That's the idea. So I'm always looking at the order flow where it starts to slow down, gets real sticky. Finally, that advertised price has enough interest to potentially, do business and maybe even turn. We don't know ever if there's more buyers than sellers, vice versa. Okay, so the tilt. A lot of reasons why I don't really tilt. And the biggest one is that I am quite privileged in the way that my life is. Trading income is not something I rely on for my livelihood or even like my quality of life, which is why I'm so dismissive of spending more time on the chart when you don't have to, right? That's why a lot of times I trade, it's been an hour and I'll turn it off and I'm good, right? Obviously, since we started NT Live, I'm trading more because we're streaming. And then there is a certain level of being able to detach from your risk and accepting it. So I will always frame a trade as, is this potential reward worth the ticket price? And the ticket price is your stop loss. Consider it paid, right? So right now, my ticket price as it stands is $1,000. My stop right now, where my risk is $1,000. I can certainly tighten it, but I'm going to give this a little bit more room, right? I can set it to break even, sure. Should I? Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe, because if price rejects from this spot, this entry to me is no longer that good. So cool. Good thing we talked about it. They're either going to go through these mid 505s and stuff, or it's just going to come back down. So if it comes back down, I'm not going to get stuck here, whatever. And if it goes to me, takes me and goes, hey, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm privileged in that way. So it's easier for me to do things without such a strong emotional attachment to the monetary outcome of things. It's a big edge that I have. It's a big edge that I am fully aware of. That is a big blessing. There's a reason I don't get on streams and start harping on people who make the same mistakes that I'll make, the same mistakes that we'll all make, because I come from a different spot where I can trade with more protection financially. That shrugs off a lot of tilt. It's not that, hey, I'm this super robotic or I'm so locked in mentally and this and this. It's a different position, one that I'm blessed to be in. I don't have targets, like daily targets, monthly targets, this target. The only thing I have is a lost targets. And that's a lot of the times why too. Like it could be Tuesday, it could be Wednesday. If I had a big green outlier day, I'm actually not going to trade for the rest of the week. Obviously, I'll get on stream, we'll do some trades, but generally, like my thing is, if I have a big green day, like bigger than average, I'm not going to trade anymore because a lot of the times that outlier green turns into the outlier red the next day or the next 2 days or within the week. Something I've recognized about myself, like I said, you can't be perfect, you can't be a robot, you can't chase that ghost. Know yourself and manage and limit your potential triggers. And that's always been one of mine. Huge green days, and then subconsciously, like you're like, oh, it's a big green day. You can't do that all the time, but subconsciously you're like chasing it. Yeah, look, guys, I regret that we had more losing trades than winning trades. Don't feel bad for me. Risk was certainly managed. These were tight stops. I don't want to say it's meaningless, but it's not going to affect my trading going forward. Some days I'll eat it. Some days I'm making crazy profits.
This presentation is for educational purposes only. All of the symbols, trading ideas, and live trading are for demonstrational purposes and are not recommendations or trading advice. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. All of the information and opinions expressed by third-party guests are their own and are not necessarily those of NinjaTrader, LLC. Trading futures involves substantial risk and may not be suitable for everyone, and trading futures can result in losses greater than the initial required margin. Traders should only trade futures with risk capital. Risk capital is money that you can afford to lose without jeopardizing your financial security or current lifestyle. You can find additional disclosure information on the NinjaTrader website.